Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Leo for the week of August 1st. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Hope you're having a good start to your birthday year, month rather, or it could be your birthday year, whatever, Leo. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Let's pull some cards. Let's make sure we're all set up and in view here. We'll also take 3 of these oracle cards to clarify as we go along. I'm going to put those up there. Put this up here. All right, Leo. So I think we're all set up here. So taking a look here. So it looks like right now, some of you have had a surprising change to your path. I feel like there's been timeline changes. I feel like there have been timeline updates. Like I think some of you have been maybe even shocked at the way that something happened. I think the past for you is this shock or this change has been very good for you. I think ultimately this is more about surprise, like a good type of surprise here in the past more than anything. And it's interesting, in the future, you do have some change coming in with the 5-5 energy here. We'll talk about that some more. I'll definitely want to get some more clarifications. But in the overall situation, you do have this Page of Wands. So this could be you showing up here, Leo. This could be any fire sign. But the Page of Wands really talks about some type of offer. Pages are like messengers in the tarot, so they can bring about news, offers, invitations, anything like that. To you or to your circumstance or your situation. And you know, this Page of Wands is a card that's heavily associated with a job offer or a job opportunity or even a career opportunity. Maybe you are self-employed or something like that. You could see like more contracts if you're a freelancer, or more clients or something along those lines. The other thing with the Page of Wands is like the energy of energy. And it says that, you know, you are excited, you are sort of in this lively type of mode or this lively type of energy. And so all good things when you get the Page of Wands, really. It could just also just say good news coming into your life. Now, in the past here, you have this 9 of Cups as well as the Tower card, okay? So this for me, here's the thing. A lot of people see the Tower card and they get stressed out or freaked out. But you have to take all of these cards into consideration. This is with the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is the fulfillment of a wish. It's about luxuries. It's about pleasures in life. You can see this person's living a life of luxury here. And they're really enjoying themselves. It's also about wishes coming into your life, like I said before. And so combine that with the Tower, and the Tower represents a revelation. It represents an understanding, a shock, maybe a surprise or a change to your system. The other thing is the Tower can also talk about like finally having a way out, like a blessing in disguise, a way out of a challenging situation. So do keep in mind that the Tower is not always bad, and you have it here with the 9 of Wands. So I feel like with this the 9 of Cups, and so 9 of Cups, the Tower, Page of Wands, it's like some of you have maybe you threw your hat in the ring and you said, I'm going to apply for this job. Maybe this job's a little bit out of my league. Maybe this is something that I wouldn't normally go for, but you went for it and you're surprised at the outcome. Like something like that happening, or, you know, with all this energy showing up here in the middle with the Page of Wands is like, you may have surprised yourself in some ways. And there may have been like a real wish that came into your life that maybe you weren't expecting or you didn't see coming. Now, in the future, you do have this 9 of Cups and, numbers, the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. So you can see that this person this kind of like a desolate kind of situation here. The tree doesn't have any, you know, it's a barren tree, you know, there's no greenery on the tree. The leaves are falling. That's what I'm looking for, the word leaves are not on the tree. And they're really focused on these 3 cups that are spilled, but you know, there are 2 cups behind them overflowing. There's also a castle in the distance. Castles in tarot represent rewards and riches. And it's like this person has their back turned towards the castle. And they also have their back turned towards the cups that are upright. And so when you get this Five of Cups, it's like, is there something that you're doing that you could be changing in your mind? Like, can you maybe reframe your mindset towards happiness? Can you reprogram your mindset towards happiness? The answer is that you can, but the answer is that something that, but the question is that something that you want to do at this time, or is that something that you may want to take a look at doing at this time for yourself here, Leo? It's like, the Five of Cups really asks you to look on the bright side. Along with that, you have this Five of Swords here, which is about conflict or loss. It's about defeat. The thing about the Five of Swords, it's like training, right? It like gets you ready for it. The Five of Swords makes you a stronger person. Okay, the Five of Swords is absolutely a challenge, but in going through the loss or in going through the challenge, you become a much stronger person, and you maybe even learn something about yourself. It's like the word that's coming into my mind is like battle hardened. Like, you know what I mean by when I say that? It's like going through a battle and becoming wiser or stronger after having gone through that situation. And so those things are kind of coming into my mind here for you. Let's go ahead and let's just move up the pyramid and see what else we have here. So you have the Death card, you have the Star card, the Emperor, and you also have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's something here in your mental process that's maybe clogged up or clogging you up in some way. There's maybe a little bit of like need to find fact or fiction in your, like separate fact or fiction in your life, because this Nine of Swords card is really something that works at the mental level. This person's like having a nightmare, they're stressed out. You can't really tell in this illustration, but they think that these 9 swords behind them are going to come through and hit them, but they never actually do. And so it talks about sort of, you could say, like making a mountain out of a molehill, or making a situation out to be a lot worse than it actually is. When you get the Nine of Swords, again, this is in your mind here with this idea of highlighting the negatives here with the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords, instead of maybe asking yourself what's true, what's not true. And so I think, if anything, there may be a little bit of stress or maybe a little bit of anxiety about the future for you, but whether or not this is real is, whether or not, and what I mean by that, I'm not emotionally invalidating you. In fact, no, that's not what I'm doing. Instead, what I'm saying is, you may be making something out to be something that it's actually not. You may be creating a story in your mind, and that's why I'm saying, like, separating what's true, what's not true at this time might be very helpful for you. Hopefully that makes sense. You have the Death card in the past year. That's talking about transformation. It's going from the classically, as I like to say, from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It is sort of changing. It's a change that happens in your life. Change can be scary. One thing that I know for sure is that there's change here all over the board with the 5-5, and actually, 5-5 energy here, and then also the Death card. There's absolutely change. I genuinely don't think it's a bad change. I think it just may also be something that's not exactly straightforward. It may not exactly be easy, but I do think that the change is here. Then you have this Star card as well. The Star card is an incredibly positive card. It's perhaps my favorite card other than the Ace of Wands. Star card says that there is a wish coming into your life. So you have the 2 wish cards here with the Nine of Cups and the Star card. This is surprising to you, or I feel like even this may have already happened. Like, there's been some sort of surprising situation that has happened here. And you have the Emperor, which the Emperor is seen as a good omen, is seen as a good sign in the tarot, something that can really display that you know what you're talking about, that you have worked very hard for everything that you've achieved, that you've come a long way in your journey, and it's seen as an omen of success in business. So very, very good here. And I almost feel like maybe some of you need to, there's this thing happening at the mental level where it's like with this Nine of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, where it's like, are you viewing something as a loss that is actually a blessing in disguise? I think that's probably the lesson here that's coming into my mind. Is something actually a blessing in disguise that you're viewing as a loss? Let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 oracle cards. Okay, so yeah, you have communicate clearly, you're ready, and choose a new direction. That's the change. Okay, change that I think the change that's being showed up here. That's showing up here is a directional change. And this may have been long in the making. The You're Ready card is the last card in this Oracle deck, and the author of this Oracle deck says that this is a big card. It's like sort of like the World card, the Ankh. You see the Ankh here. Very interesting. That's like a symbol of manifestation as well. And along with that, you have the communicate clearly on your goals here, which, yeah, I feel like this is about the mental communication. I know I keep saying that, but it feels like this communication is happening in your mind, which it's, that's going to happen as a human, but it's just something that's coming in here for me, where there's like maybe some mental chatter that you're maybe looking to work through. So let's continue forward. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And also, less than 50% of you who watch my content are actually subscribed. So please do consider doing that if you watch regularly. All right, so you have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Four of Wands, and you have the Justice card here showing up. And the Six of Pentacles is this idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving. You're actually now getting this very strong message here in this next layer of the pyramid of this idea of balance. As you can see the scales here, you can see the scale here, and you can also see the scale here. Scales in tarot represent karma, and it represents sort of the balance of things in nature, the balance of things in life. And in terms of the Six of Pentacles, it can indicate you maybe finally being rewarded for having done a lot of upfront work. So like maybe you've been putting in extra hours, you've been putting in extra work, and the Six of Pentacles can say, okay, here's your bonus, or here's your job raise, or whatever the case may be, or maybe this has resulted in more clients or more contracts for you if you are self-employed. And this is because you've done the appropriate action with the two scales showing up here. At the end of the day, the Justice card says you get the outcome you deserve, right? The actions, and that is based on the actions that you've taken. You also have this Four of Wands, which is about structure, stability, foundations, and achievements in life. It's also a major card of marriage in the tarot. And so that's also implied here. I feel like this hasn't at all been a love reading. So this feels more like maybe the situation at the mental level that's happening here is about your stability and the foundation that you feel like you need in the world, which we all need it, right? We all need it. But yeah, definitely something that's coming in here as well. Let's go ahead and let's see what we have. So you have the Two of Swords, and you have the Sun. Okay, so Two of Swords is, again, there's just like we're getting a whole lot of these swords kind of energies here. Two of Swords comes forward when there's maybe some restriction in speech. Again, there's something about communication here, and it's hard for me to say if this is communication like literal, like outward communication, like you needing to communicate with another person, or mental chatter. I think it could be both. With the Two of Swords, it's like that classic blindfold energy, and it asks you to just get clear on your situation. What I love, though, is you have the Sun. The Sun brings clarity to a situation, and the Sun brings anything that is untruthful to the forefront. Anything that is not true or is wrong will be exposed by the ray of the Sun. And it's also, for me, the best card to find in a tarot reading. It's all about joy, abundance, celebration, and happiness. Most importantly, pure happiness. At the top of the pyramid, you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is well off, well-to-do. They have worked very hard in their career life. They climb the career ladder, and actually you can see in this card here that they live in the castle. So I've talked about this. I talk about it frequently in my readings here, but you can see the castle in the distance. Castles in tarot are part of the symbolism in the Rider-Waite system. And this represents you being in the reward, or being in the castle. And so they have kind of they also have finally made it to the throne as well. And so you can say that this person is well-to-do, they're well-off, they're successful. So it's a good omen in your career life and kind of moving up the ladder. I do feel like some of you are making moves here, but it's like maybe it's a little bit unclear on when this is going to happen because there's all of this mental chatter going on. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Cups, something happy coming into your life. Knight of Cups is a big event in your happiness. So love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.